Well, it's a few days later, and I've got to do a couple more things in here before I call it good. Now, here's one thing I wanted to point out. When you're getting ready to seal your floors, does it matter what type of floor sealer you use? Well, I would say yes. This stuff here, if you look on this tile, it's got nooks and crannies in it, and it's sort of, even though it's smooth and flat, it's kind of rough. It's got pits in it and stuff on here, you see? Okay, now if this tile was smooth and shiny, say for instance this countertop was the tile floor, okay, or you have some really super shiny tile floors, I would not recommend using this stuff here. I mean, this stuff is like 36 bucks a gallon, and I wouldn't have an issue using this on any type of floor that's kind of like this, or slate, or natural stone tile floors that the natural stone is all kind of rough on the surface. Now if it was smooth like this stuff here, this is not granite, I don't know what this is, but I would hesitate on putting it on something like that, because this stuff could bead up and not dry flat, you know. So then you would have to go to the store, and they have all kinds of different types of sealer, and then I would recommend talking to somebody in the paint department or the tile department or something like that, and say, hey, what kind of sealer do I need? Take a picture of your flooring, take it in there, and something like that, you know. So just be careful, because I used some stuff like this and I put it on a granite countertop, and it was kind of a honed counter. It was kind of flat and dry looking, and I put sealer on it, and it beaded up. Like when it rains, you get those little beads of water, and I thought, well, okay, this is after I installed it, after I put it on there, and as it was drying, it starts beading up, even though I put it on nice and flat. And I'm thinking, what's going on with this? And I thought, well, maybe it'll blend in afterwards. Well, no. After it dried, I looked at it, and there were all kinds of beads. I ended up taking razor blades and shaved the stuff off the best I could. And then I think I took something else on there too. I'm not sure what I did on it, but I was very unhappy. And I used the same stuff on Mexican clay tile pavers in a kitchen. I don't know if you've seen those videos on my channel or not, but I put it on with a roller. And on that stuff, after I cleaned it and everything, do you know that it did the same thing? It kind of balled up and beaded up. And I took, what did I do on that one? I took some steel wool and some steel wire brushes and brushed it the best I could. Luckily it was just in a bathroom, I think, and a laundry area, not the kitchen floor. And so then I went over it just with a regular paintbrush. I put it on with a paintbrush the next time, and it worked out fine. I don't know why it did that, but it did. So, you know, there's certain times where when you put sealer on, you have to just kind of pay attention, okay, on what to put it on, what not to put it on. Now see, this stuff here, I've got the same types of floors in another bathroom, in the master bedroom, and I'm gonna put that same stuff on here. I'm gonna do that. I'll make videos of that too. See this? This is the same kind of stuff. Okay? I'm gonna put that sealer right on here, and on this one here, I gotta fix that tile too. Look at that. Look at that. I'll fix it. I'll fix it and make it look like new when I get all done. And see, this countertop in here has the same type of floor tile tiles on it with the trim. I mean, this was old school. This was back in 2003 or 4, where they used to have all counters like this. And I was talking to Momi before we moved in here, and she wanted this all replaced. She wanted it all torn out. We were going to put in granite, or not granite, but quartz countertops and all that kind of stuff. And after we looked at it, we thought, hey, this still looks in pretty good shape. So see, all of this stuff here, I'm going to clean this, and I'm going to actually put 2 coats of sealer on this too. Yeah, you can do that if you've got tile countertops, and if your counters are kind of roughly honed like this. Okay, see, and so I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that same sealer over there too. But what is my actual project today? Well, I told you before, when I use that sealer, when I seal these walls and stuff, and these turned out really nice. See how nice and shiny they are now? I nicely clean them with my simple green before I put it on, and I put 2 coats on. But then, if you didn't see those videos, you need to watch those. I put those all on my channel before these. Okay, but when I put this on, there's only so close you can do it until you get down to this edge. Okay, and I can see and I can feel on there how rough this is. I'll have to wipe this down with a sponge, and then I'm gonna clean off the whole top of this tub. And most of the tub inside I had craft paper down and stuff, but I'm gonna have to feel around the edges here. Okay, this feels all rough, and I know some of this has come down and kind of pooled up at the bottom. And when I painted the ceiling and stuff, and as that was dropping, I got little bits of white paint on top of this tub. Not that much, but just enough to make it feel rough. Okay, and see, here's a little bit of sealer there, and I can see there's some there. See how it's pulled up right along there, and see right in there. I'm gonna clean all that stuff up now. You know, don't think you're done with your job until you check out your tub enclosure. Now, if this was a shower enclosure, obviously there wouldn't be a tub down here, and I wouldn't have had to have done anything. This would have been all the way down, and this same stuff would have been down on the floor. Okay, but as it is, hey, a scraping I will go, and I've got my my little there we go. That's kind of a cool little holder. Got my razor blades here, and off I go. Hey, I'm not done just yet, and neither are you. Just spend some time and make sure that when you get done with this entire bathroom, it looks like it's brand spanking new, even though it's 17 to 20 years old. I see. I forgot to push this. I forgot to push this back. That just kind of fits like that. And when I get all done, of course, I've got the towel bars to put up here too, and it had a towel ring on this wall here. And see how the bathroom's kind of set up here? Well, they had the towel ring right over there, and they had some sort of little cabinet right there, which you could do. You could still put a cabinet up there and the towel ring. But I always like, for some reason, if your wall right here by your door is empty, put the towel ring here. I always like to do that and put it over here. That way it's out of the way here in case you want to put a one of those cabinets here, if you want to put a picture here of some sort and that kind of thing. And before, over here, this isn't a very big bathroom, but you know, they had the towel bar right in here. Well, I'm not going to put it where they had it before. I want a double towel bar. I want one down like maybe at 3 feet and one up at about 5 feet. And I like to do that because then it gives you a little bit extra room. Okay, granted, this is a tub enclosure and it has this here too. Well, they're just going to have enough room for more things here. And the thing is, later on down the road, I might take this whole tub glass enclosure down and put a shower rod, you know, one that bows out like this, like that. And if I do that, this is going to go away, isn't it? And so that'll give this bathroom a little bit more room if I have two towel bars there. Okay. Just some thoughts for you when you have a small bathroom, but you want to maximize it the best you can. Ooh-wee. Hey, that stuff there, my simple grain, some razor blades, and I've got all this stuff out along the edge of the tub. And since I was here, I cleaned that off, I cleaned this off, I cleaned that off. Hey, you'd be surprised at what all your stuff looks like after a few years without cleaning it, wiping, making sure to wipe down everything. And so I went the extra mile and I thought, hey, I might as well clean up, because once you paint and do everything, it's only gonna magnify itself with all of your dirty stuff still. I washed cleaned the toilet and everything, inside, outside, and all that kind of stuff, and wiped the floor. I even cleaned the outside edge of the tub. This baby's gonna look spotless when I get done. And remember, if you were with me before, and I told you, when you paint your ceiling, no matter what you do, I don't care what kind of paint roller you use, it's going to spit to a certain extent. That's why I covered this up as best I could with a little piece of craft paper. I put the craft paper in here, but see, if you had watched that, you would have seen this was still exposed. These were exposed. The top edge was exposed. So once you get ready to start cleaning up, and I cleaned up. You know, I wanted to stop and show you this. Now this looks pretty clean, right? Well, look over here. You see the little white specks? Now look on this side here. See, there's some more right there. There's some more down in there. There's some down on the counter. There's some around the edge. Here's some up here at the top. Don't say you're done until you really are done. See all this stuff down here on the countertop? I'm gonna get you down in there. See those white specks? Any of that stuff's gonna show. See, there's some more. Right there. Right down in there, see? And so I'm gonna make sure I do 100% job. I don't want to have any remnants of paint once I get done. Okay, so, and that goes for your top edge. I've already wiped that, and this edge here, this here, see, there's a little piece right there. See, so I'm gonna have, here's another little piece. Once I dry that and clean it off, then you can kind of see. And you want to do a really good 100% job. Make sure you get all your paint remnants off and you get everything cleaned up, and you clean that that tub too. Okay, and yeah, it took me a while to get all of the sealer. When the sealer put on there, I don't care how well you put it, whether or not you put masking tape down, whatever. Once you pull stuff up, you're going to find you're still going to get some sealer down in your tub and all that kind of stuff. Spend some time, clean all that stuff off, wipe it all off, have it 100% before you call this bathroom good. So what could I have done differently? I guess I could put masking tape over the top of this or put plastic over the whole thing, but I wanted to use that sink to rinse out my paintbrush and clean up and do that kind of stuff. And you may think, well, hey, I did everything. I put plastic over here. I didn't even touch that. When you get all done, I still want you to check all this because you may have paint on here from the last time somebody painted 10 years ago. Maybe you still got some drips and some little paint marks all over here. And guess what? Somebody's going to think you left those paint droppings because you were the last person in here painting. Hey, I know sometimes you have to spend some effort, look around, and make sure you get everything, okay? So that when you get all done, it looks like, yes, professional did this, and hey, you're just an average Joe. And that's how you want to leave it. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. Here's something else you want to be aware of. If you got any air conditioning registers like that, okay, down on the floor, when you paint any ceiling, I don't care if it's the bathroom ceiling, laundry ceiling, your bedroom, whatever, pull those out and then be careful not to step in it or anything like that, because you'll get all those little dots on those too. Cracked me up. I was getting ready to paint. I was getting ready to paint out in this bedroom here and stuff, and I saw there was a register on the floor. See, there it is right there. I took it out, and one person forgot to take one out in a different room, and it had all kinds of little dots on it from us painting these ceilings in the bedrooms. Okay, so just you don't want to do that. And if you do, make sure you clean them off. You don't want to leave it and put it back in down on the floor and have all those little dots all over the place. Okay, one more tip from Joe.